What's up, everyone? This is SnowBack coming to you today with the Tiptop EU Pro Scrims. So definitely glad to be a part of this event. First time streaming for these guys, so definitely hope it goes well. I believe this is going to be my third EU any kind of anything. So definitely look forward to seeing how these guys play compared to what I'm used to. And let's get round one underway. It's going to be about 10 seconds till we figure out the plane line for the first round. We're going to be rocking it out in Vikindi this round. So hope to get as much action on stream for you guys as possible. And we're going to be streaming to a couple different platforms today. Trovo is going to be number 1, Twitch number 2, YouTube number 3, and Facebook is going to be number 4. Definitely would appreciate any kind of follows, especially when it comes to Twitch. I am on my way to the 1,000 follower goal, so would definitely love to hit that one as quickly as possible. I think I'm chilling at like 860 something right now. Love to be over 900 today, so any help would be greatly appreciated. And if you wouldn't mind heading to any of the other ones, if you're currently watching on Twitch, you can go ahead and drop exclamation point followed whatever social media platform you can think of. I'll drop the link into the chat, and you can go ahead and click it, head over there, and please hit that follow button for me. Trying to hit 100 followers on Trovo right now as well. So first plane line of this round going to go from pretty much Peshkova all the way pretty much past Dobro. So we're pretty much seeing all the teams out of the plane right now. I do see a clustering of teams over on the northwestern side. Might be a little tough for some of these guys going to like the bottom corner near like Milnar or even a little bit past Dino Park. So let's see how these teams tend to spread out. Hopefully some of them drop to vehicles and go to some of these locations down to the south. But we are going to see a pretty drastic shift in the zone. This one's going to go all the way up to the northeast corner. It's going to have a big portion of water into this first zone. So hopefully as it shifts from the next ones, hopefully we get a little bit more land. Would hate to see this one and with a cluster of teams with nowhere to go because the zone is mostly water. So let's see which teams are going to be right on top of each other at this moment. And let's go ahead and switch over to these guys and see what's going down. So we're already getting our first knock of the game. This one is going to be coming from GC, I believe is what it says through the chat. Let me pull my team list up real quick. And let's see if I can get over to these guys before it ends. So let's go over here with Team 18. This is going to be Tiptop Black, and they're going to be facing off against Team 10, which is going to be QG. So they're going to be just a little spread out from each other, but fortunately enough, they're not all going to be crowded up together. One wrong nade can pretty much take in an entire team when that happens. Definitely don't recommend bunching up on your teammates if at all possible. And I'm going to rotate down here now to Team 13. Checking in with Alpha Force right now. From the map, it looked like we had Tiptop White just a little close to these guys, but map tends to lie a lot of the times. They're not really as close as you think they are. We're still going to have the two teams earlier, Team 10 and 18, still right on top of each other. Going to most likely switch back to those guys if I don't see any other action anywhere else. We do hear some shots coming out right now from Alpha Force, and they're trying to land some onto Team 24, which is going to be Tiptop White just off in the distance. And it looks like they were maybe able to land maybe like one or two, just taking off a couple XP right there from Lynn, I believe. But nothing too serious. I'm going to go ahead and rotate back up to these two teams and try to catch this entire battle on stream for you guys. And that's going to be a little bit of a spectator glitch. Silent's going to be chilling right here on the side of the wall, waiting for Nightmare to go ahead and make a mistake right there. As you can see, Beg for Mercy is now gone for the off angle on the left-hand side of these guys. Fortunately for Tip Top Black, they're going to have one member right there to that off angle as well. So let's go ahead and check in and see how this goes down between these two people over here. So here comes our first knock. This one's going to go to Tip Top Black. You can hear they're going to go ahead and thirst that one. That's going to leave Team 24, or not Team 24, Team 10 down one member now. And as you can see, Nightmare is now going to go ahead and start backing off as Team 18 starts to go ahead and push forward. And unfortunately, this is going to leave one of the members from Tip Top Black singled out as a solo. Team 10 right now, if anything, as they're trying to back off of this, they should try to single this one out. Since they're broken off from the team, go ahead and thirst it and try to get some kind of angles on the advancing team in front of them. So we're going to be seeing a even matchup right now. We're looking at a 3v3. Let's go ahead and check in with Freddy as they advance on his position. Ends up getting shot in the right-hand side, as well as somebody is approaching him from the stairs he's currently hiding on. Comes a knock right there onto one of the members for Tip Top, and Freddy gets knocked in that exchange. So we're going to be looking at, I believe, a 2v2 at this point. Down goes one of the members from Tip Top Black, and it's just going to be down to silence at this point. We're looking at a 1v2. Beg for Mercy going to come out with the shotty and take him down. So that's going to leave X team over here to go ahead and advance a little bit farther into this first round. Let's see what everybody else is currently up to at this point. We're going to see Team 11 down there making the rotation from Winery. And I do expect to see quite a bit of action right here on the southern end of this one. Podvasto, definitely a hot drop. Not sure if anybody ended up going there. I actually love that place. Definitely very, very good loot. I love to use the rooftops, and especially with the kind of river running between that and the compounds across from it, definitely makes for a very good vantage point. Let's see what everyone is doing in their rotations. We're getting a cluster of teens up on this western side, so I definitely expect to see some shots coming out momentarily. But I'm still really surprised that there's literally like only one or two teams right here on that eastern side of this one. I'd expect everybody to at least try to like go straight almost dead center on this one, try to claim a very good territory for themselves, and then pray for zone rotation to fall on them. What's up, Brown? How you doing, dude? It's going to be a little bit of a longer delay today, so I do apologize. I'm not ignoring you. It's just going to take a little bit for you guys to hear it. I think we're running a 5-minute delay today compared to the 3-minute that I'm normally used to running. Definitely helps for preventing any kind of stream sniping. Yeah, I apologize, Brown, the other day. I wasn't feeling too good, but I still wanted you guys to go ahead and see anything that had to go with like the people's team, stuff like that. Other than that, and we're gonna get Team 17 gonna go ahead and crash over here onto Team 6. I can't click these guys fast enough before they end up getting eliminated. So this is going to bring Team 17 down to a 2-man. They're going to take some damage as they pass by the compound. Definitely not the vehicle you want to be in when you roll up on a team. It doesn't take a whole lot of damage for that thing to go ahead and blow up, as well as, what is it, the SnowBack on this map, and what is it, the jet ski kind of thing, the snowmobile. They're pretty much, to me, 3 vehicles of death. I only use them when I absolutely have to. Not too big of making rotations in these things. I'll try to find a dossier or something that can take just a little bit more damage. Other than that, Zone is now starting to come in. Some of these teams down here in the blue zone definitely going to have to find some vehicles to make the rotation. I know sometimes on this map it is just a little bit difficult to find some vehicles sometimes, but hopefully they can get up here and get themselves some placement points as well as some kills. And zone isn't really going to shift a whole lot. It's just going to come down to the southwest just a little bit, so it's pretty much the same exact zone that we currently had already. Um, Really just hope it doesn't shift like hard north, anywhere up to the northwest, northeast, anything like that. I'd like to see it end up kind of around the Cosmodrome area. Um, but let's see what the PUBG gods give us today. I'm going to go over here, check in with Team 14. This is going to be Games King. And they're basically just going to be looking down the scope up there at, I believe, Team 23. That's going to be... Well, I thought it was Knockout. It looks like it's going to be Most Wanted. I don't think I have a updated teams list, so let me go into the Discord and see if I can find it. Sorry, guys. I was typing in the Discord to one of the people hosting this event for you guys. I just want to make sure my team names they sent me are correct. I think I've seen it twice now that they don't match up, so I just want to be positively sure. So if I call you by a team number instead of your actual team, I do apologize. A lot of the times I try to give you guys the recognition you guys deserve, especially with how much time you put into this game, practice, everything like that. So I do apologize if I butcher your names just a little bit. So we're going to see some shots right here from one of the members from VG. They're going to go ahead and get a knock and a thirst onto one of the members right there from Team 11. They're now just going to have to worry about which I believe is Most Wanted on the top of this hill. As you can see, ADS is going to be up there behind one of the rocks. The rest of the three members just going to be on the backside. So I definitely expect him to go ahead and scope out some locations for them to go ahead and rotate to if need be. And let's rotate down here to these two teams. Now we're going to be checking in with Team 16 and Team 8. And this is going to be SD winner for Team 16. And then Team 8 is, I believe, going to be X-Ray. So we are seeing a nade knock over there on one of the players from Team 11. Don't believe these two are going to go at it just yet, so I'm going to go ahead and hopefully rotate out and catch the tail end of the battle up here between these two teams as well. And here comes the smoke to go ahead and try to jinx him out on that side, or at least provide his teammate a little bit of protection on that open angle right there on the right-hand side. And here comes the nade from Azel. And we're going to see them go ahead and third-person peek this right-hand side. Out comes Hayward, lands a couple shots on Invisible, but unfortunately just wasn't able to land enough. Ends up getting knocked in the exchange right there. Hopefully their teammate can basically fend these guys off. So go ahead for the revive. Definitely might want to cancel it. They were advancing pretty quickly. You can see XT placing some shots on them through the window. Gets the knock onto Meta right here, but I believe it's just too many people to go ahead and try to fend off as you are low on HP. So I believe now it is going to be down to... not anymore. Nice advancement right there. It's going to be the double team on the one member behind the wall. And that's going to go ahead and give these guys 4 kills so far for this round. We're going to go ahead and see our next zone shift within the next 5 seconds. See where this one's going to end up moving to. We're still seeing that huge cluster of teams over on that western side. So it's going to make for pretty tricky rotations through this zone. We may end up... what's up, Edward? How you doing? And it's definitely going to make for a tricky rotation for some of the teams over there on that side. What I'm used to seeing is, well, with the water that's up there on that edge, it's going to make for a kind of a harder rotation. Um, you will see some of the teams head to the south just to come back up to like the right hand side where we don't really see anybody up in there. I'm really surprised nobody is in that Cosmodrome area. It's pretty much free everywhere in the center of this circle right now. Team 22 at this moment really not going to have a whole lot to worry about, as well as some of these teams on the southeastern side as well. It's just going to come down to how many teams are we going to lose right there on that western side as soon as we see this next zone shift. I do suspect as soon as this one shifts, we are going to see these two teams go at it. Some teams arguably will go for the late shift and hope some of these teams get eliminated through rotating into the zone, if not getting crashed at the compounds that they choose in the next zone. So it's really no telling on what these teams decide to do. It's either you're going to go right away or you tend to rotate late. So let's see how these two teams end up picking which one they want to do. So we're not going to get too bad of a zone shift. It's going to go just to the north a little bit, but it's still going to center up kind of on the Cosmodrome area. So all of those teams right there on that southern side going to have a very, very easy rotation to the zone right now. As you can see, Team 21 is going to have 2 drops in front of them, which is crazy right now. They could come out of there pretty looted. Question is, do they go for it or do they try to play this one safe? Forever going to get knocked right there by one of the players from Most Wanted. That's going to be Senso going for the knock and the thirst. And I believe that's going to go ahead and leave AKA down one member. And Senso going to go ahead and now start pushing forward. Really going to have no choice due to the zone. And he's going to have Sam right there to his right-hand side, ready for him to jump out of that one. And looks like, is that dead or DEQ? Waiting in the building just in front for the same thing as well. It does look like they're all on the same page, just sitting here waiting for the solo to go ahead and start running away from the zone. So Senso going to get a knock right there onto Naruto. Going to go ahead and try to heal up as quickly as possible. And still going to have to go against 2 of the players over here. So let's go ahead and switch over here to VG. And we're going to see them taking on Team 19, which is going to be Masters Esports, I believe. And that nade lands right to his left-hand side right as he was going to throw it. I really hope he didn't drop his nade in the process. Could be very detrimental right now. As you can see, they're going to come in from all sides. It's just going to be down to Arrow now. And they're all trying to jump through the windows, try to play some jump shots on him. Down to just a couple HP, and the nade is going to go ahead and take him out. Here comes the third party now from Team 14. They're going to go ahead and get a knock right off the bat. That's going to be 2 knocks for them. We're going to be looking at a 2v3 at this point. Lucky enough for Team 19, they did get a knock onto Lazy Cat as soon as they went ahead and crashed this compound. Unfortunately, now it is just down to a one-man for these guys. So we're looking at a 1v3 unless they go ahead and pick their down partner back up. And let's see if I can go ahead and get first-person view on how this one ends up. And Playzone is going to take Senso out from what we saw earlier. And that right there is going to be it for Team 19 in this round. Very nice job by Team 14 right here to go ahead and third party. Definitely moved in pretty quickly. I think they wanted to go ahead and try to get as many kills off of that as possible. But unfortunately, just got in there like a fraction of a second too late. Otherwise, they could have potentially had way more kills right there. But they did go ahead and get the complete squad wipe. So very nice job to those guys. And let's rotate over here to Alpha now. And we're going to see them with Team 5 directly in front of them. Out comes a bunch of mollies right here. And here comes the third party from the back. They're going to get knocked right on the backside of the broken wall right there by Team 21, just up the hill. And this is where smokes tend to be your best friend, especially in open areas. You've always got to smoke off the back open areas, angles, anything like that. And gonna get a knock on the side. Guess the thirst. Gonna be down to 2 members now for Team 5. Team 13 is gonna go ahead and start pushing up. And it's down to just a 1-man. And gets the knock and the thirst. And that is going to be it. Alpha right there is going to be the victors from that one. And that's going to give them 4 kills already. I believe, can't remember if they ended up stealing the knock up there from Team 21 or not. Or if they already had a kill before they came into this one. I just didn't happen to look. And here comes Team 21 pushing down. They are going to land some shots onto D-Kiz. He's going to go ahead and go prone, heal up, and wait for these guys to make their rotation. And Team 13 is going to be in a tough spot in this one. They're going to have no choice but to go ahead and rotate towards Team 21. And K-Biz is going to go ahead and push forward. Does get the knock onto one of the members from Team 13. Goes ahead and thirsts that one as quickly as possible. And this is going to bring Alpha down to a 3-man for the rest of this one. And there's another knock onto Team 13. This one's going to come from afar with a bolt action. So Zone is now going to start pushing in. Alpha is going to have no other option than to go ahead and start pushing forward. It's either you go out in a gunfight or you go out to the blue zone. Whenever I die to the play zone, it is so heartbreaking, I swear. I'd rather go out in a gunfight. And let me head back over here to these 2 teams. They're going to currently be battling it out right on the very edge of this blue zone. Batman is going to be back just a little bit. All of these guys going to take quite a bit of damage with where the zone's at this point. And it could potentially just turn into a heal off for one of the members from these teams, hoping to get some better position points out of it. And I believe we're most likely going to see some knocks from the play zone eventually from this. Let's go over here with Team 21 once again. You're going to be seeing Devin rotate directly to his west and going to be low on HP right now as well. Play zone right now does cause quite a bit of damage. And they're going to go ahead and get that revive off and take the shots onto Team 8 as they break the plane of the blue zone right there. Hitty is going to get down. Devin, fortunately, has the opportunity to go ahead and heal up, maybe even get the revive onto his teammate. And Invincible coming through the kill feed with a knock onto one of the members from Team 9 down there. You can see he's trying for the first thirst onto ZZ. And will their teammate have the opportunity to go ahead and get the revive off? You can still hear the shots coming out from Invincible over there with that G36. Just trying to get these kill points right now. And as you can see now, Team 21 ended up rotating directly into the compound Team 22 currently occupied. Unfortunately, as they go ahead and rotate out that backside, they're going to get third party by Alpha just up the hill. You can see quite a bit of damage done right there to Faith. Monkey ends up getting knocked. And here comes the push from Team 21. And C-Band does go down, and I believe it is now just going to be down to Faith. And that is going to be it. We're also seeing a couple knocks come out right here from Meta onto Team 9 as they try to make their rotation forward. As you can see, they're going to go ahead and start spreading out in the circle, try to take as much territory away from everybody as possible. That way they can make a little bit easier on themselves in this late zone. There's not going to be a whole lot of places for these teams to go ahead and rotate. So As you take people's angles away, it creates for a better possibility of getting that chicken dinner. So we're looking at currently our last two teams. Out comes a knock on Izuku over there from Meta. And it does look like they're going to go for the revive pretty much instantly onto this one. And Tiptop White's going to get the drop landing directly on top of them. And out comes a nice nade from Marley. Gets a double knock over there. And I do suspect that this team's going to go ahead and push forward as fast as possible to go ahead and, well, that's going to be it right there, guys. So very nice job right there by, what is that, 100? Getting the chicken dinner in the first round tonight. I'm going to go ahead and take some end game pictures just in case. And we'll go ahead and get the next round set up, and we will be back momentarily. Hi, guys. Welcome back for round number two. Going to be kicking around on Miramar this round. A couple seconds, we're going to go ahead and figure out the plane line for this round. And it is going to go from Vala de Mar all the way to Impala. So definitely expect to see a bunch of teams dropping for vehicles on this one, heading to the northern side. There's not really going to be a whole lot of spots here on the southern edge right off the plane line to basically hold all these teams. So definitely expect to see a bunch of teams dropping for vehicles. Hopefully nobody gets run over in the process. Definitely tends to happen quite a bit when multiple teams drop to the same car. So let's see how this one ends up starting out. So we're already getting our first couple teams jumping out of the plane. We're looking at Team 22, Romantic, Elegant, Aristocrat, Chief. Only team heading down to the prison area. We're seeing a whole bunch of teams heading up on the northern roads right there. So question is, are they heading to Monte altogether, or are they looking for vehicles? Other than that, Los Leones, no teams? That's really surprising. So let's switch over here to Team 24. This is going to be Tiptop White. Let's see where these teams are actually going to land at. So one of the members going to be just on the outside of that one. Let's go over here with Team 6, see what they're up to. Pretty close to Team 8 right here, just across the street from them. So let's see how this one goes down between them and X-Ray. We're also going to have, what was that? Team 12 just off in the distance. They're going to be quite a bit of ways. I don't expect them to be involved in any kind of fighting right off the bat right here. The shots may potentially lead them this way. Um, but it looks like they're going to hop in a vehicle and get out of Monte as quickly as possible and try to loot. So we're going to see zone shift to the southeastern side. Pretty much all of our teams are in the zone, which is quite surprising. That's something I normally don't see when I stream scrims. Everybody tends to want their own territory to themselves. And what I'm used to is once a team continually drops with another over and over and over, one of the teams just tends to get tired of it and ends up changing their drop location because they don't really want to lose one, maybe even two people off the bat. So some teams tend to play it just a little bit safer in the very beginning, is what I'm used to. You'll see a lot of the pro teams pretty much grab a gun, not even worry about the armor, and push as quickly as possible. That's the other thing I tend to see in NA as well. So it's two opposite ends of the spectrum. So you never really know what you're getting. So 4G going to be across the street. One of the members going to be up at the church area, and then the rest are going to be spread out. I believe they're right now looking at angles through the windows, just third person peeking, trying to figure out where these guys are for Team 14. It's going to be Game Kings over here. They're going to be in their own separate compounds as well, looting the backside of this one. I don't see any vehicles behind here. Actually, is that a US? I think it is. So they may have a... No, that one's dead, so never mind. So they're not going to really have a... Well, there's one right there. So they could have potentially a easy rotation out of here if they want to. Only problem is that vehicle is going to be dead in the open. One of the... or two of the members even from Church up there, if he's all the way up on that bell tower, could have a dead eye on this. Let's just see how it plays out. You can see them now spreading out even more into this town, still on the backside of it. Let's switch over to Picado. So we're going to go ahead and check in with IT Kurd Squad at the moment. And we're also going to have SD Winner, I believe, over at the casino area, I believe. So Samo going to be on the very top of the Reds, just getting an overwatch on these guys, relaying to his team where these guys are going to be rotating to. That way they can get some off angles, hopefully get some easy kills right here at the very beginning. And we're going to get a knock from AKA over onto Alpha. Let's go ahead and switch over to this one, see if we can catch the tail end of it. Unfortunately, they do lose a member really quick right there. The thirst is always real when it comes to any kind of comp, anything. You want to get those points. So, knock, you want to get that thirst. That way the team cannot get them back up. And it's really no hard feelings to anybody. You just got to get used to it when you play comp. You're gonna get thirsted. If you get knocked, something some people genuinely don't like. They tend to get a little salty, but it's cool. It's just a game. So we may also see one more team rotating in, possibly late. We can see Team 15 just in the compound outside of Picado. Gunshots could potentially lead them to basically rotate in and then go ahead and third party this one. We do see a knock coming out from Team 17 over here. Let's see if they can go ahead and rally behind this one and try to get a couple more. If they're not careful, though, they could get knocked coming across the street as well. So it does look like Samo and Sparta going to be playing this one just a little bit safe. Sparta coming out with the nade, trying to get it through the windows, get a double knock right there inside of the two-story. And out comes some shots from one of the members right here from SD Winner with the Uzi. Like crazy accurate right there with some distance on that Uzi. So I did see another knock coming through the kill feed, so I'm going to see who else is somewhat close to each other. And it may be the teams down there in Impala. Let me go just check in with these guys real quick and see what's happening over here. I believe they currently have one knock. As you can see, they're moving up for the thirst. She's going to be right here behind the little, what is that, a tent? I think it's just a cover. But you can see the rest of the players right there trying to get some high ground, just waiting for them to come around that corner, try to thirst, and they're going to be right there to go ahead and try to take it away from them. Out comes the smoke. Let's see how they end up pulling this one off. Can they get the revive or not is the next question. One of the members from Team 14 trying to get the thirst through the smoke, wasn't able to get the shots landed. And here comes the push forward from one of them. Made it to the broken wall. Let's see if he can come down, use the smokes to get to his teammate before he goes ahead and bleeds out behind the container. And Team 14 trying to let out a nade right there, trying to get the easy knock off of it. And sees him behind the wooden crates, just can't get there. He's being blocked on the left-hand side by the little rock hill right here. And if he rotates too far to the right, is most likely going to be taken out by, what is that? Met up there on top of that three-story. If I remember correctly, I believe one of the members for SD ended up getting knocked over there in Picado. I'm not sure if they ended up getting the thirst onto him yet. Didn't see it come through the kill feed, but I still see them over there. I just want to see how this 3v3 ends up moving out. I mean, they're not really going to have to go anywhere at this point. Zone slowly coming in at this moment, I believe. Well, my timer's frozen up at 5 seconds, but you can definitely see the zone moving in. Um, Question is, are we going to see a hard shift, or are we going to see one just head more towards the center? And let's head over to back to Picado once again. The painter gonna get knocked over there. Sparta gonna come out with a knock onto Gook. And M4 is going to come around to the broken wall. And does look like they're going to go for the revive right there onto Gook. And this is going to leave Team 16, 2 members across the street, providing cover fire. That way, IT Kurd Squad can't go ahead and push down to get the thirst onto these players. Thank you for the follow. And out comes the knock onto Sparta. They're going to try to place some nades up there onto the balcony to try to get this thirst off. 3 players going to push into the building simultaneously, head up the stairs, and out come the nades from Team 17 right here, trying to get some knocks as soon as they rotate up. Down goes 1 member of SD, and they're going to be right on the floor below, trying to land some shots as they try to be playing this a little aggressive. Down comes the painter, and followed by Sparta. The painter gets knocked and thirsted right there, I believe. No, down to just like 1 HP and gonna go ahead and bleed out. So we're looking at just a 1-man over here for SD winner. Sparta going to go ahead and push into the room over there and ends up taking him down. Unfortunately, Team 17 did lose 1 in the process, so it's going to bring them down to a 3-man for the rest of this round. So just like the last round on Vikindi, we're not seeing a whole lot of teams on the southern side of this one. Compared to last round that was grouped up on the western side, we're going to see most of the teams right here kind of in the middle. And we still have these 2 teams over here in Impala, basically just standing each other off, just trying to wait one another for make the wrong move and try to take advantage of it. And once one falls, it's pretty much like a deck of cards. So we are seeing some action come out from Most Wanted right here. I believe Alpha ended up rotating right into these guys, and they ended up taking them down. I see at least 2 boxes over here on the ground. Actually, make that 3. So I'm not sure if Alpha's been completely eliminated. And we are hearing some Car9 shots off in the distance. Let's go ahead and check in with Batman up here, see what he is currently up to. As far as I can tell, he's just playing Overwatch right now, looking for vehicles, going to go ahead and rotate in and going to relay that information back to his team. The only thing I really see around these guys is going to be Team 10. That's going to be X team just off in the distance over there at the minus Generalis or whatever it's called. And other than that, not really a whole lot. Most likely going to be going down in this zone. Most likely it's going to be teams making the rotation in and trying to figure out what they think is going to be the final zone. And that's most likely what we're going to see out of this one is people making rotations in, trying to get into compounds where they think the final zone is going to be. And potentially there could already be somebody there right in the middle. That's why we're seeing the cluster of teams. We didn't really see that big of a shift on this one. It only went up to the north and just to the east a tiny bit. So I do suspect the next zone is most likely going to be a hard shift, but there's no real way of telling what kind of shift it's going to be. I'm really used to seeing like 3 or 4 hard shifts and then maybe like 1 or 2 kind of like small centered shifts. So I believe we've already seen 1 center and 1 hard. So let's see what the next one ends up being. And here comes the hard shift to the south. This one's going to center up kind of on the top right-hand corner of Los Leones and La Bendita. So this is going to make a absolute cluster of the northern edge of this one. We're going to basically see all of the teams most likely rotating in at once, and they're either going to crash the compound right there where most wanted is in the crater at minus generalis, or they're going to move just a little bit farther into La Bendita and possibly end up running into Team 19. Other than that, you can see Elevate rotating. I believe they think this one's going to shift to the east a little bit. You can see them popping out right there. So this is the zone where you definitely want to go ahead and try to judge where you think it's going to end. With all these teams rotating in, you're not really going to have much free room after this zone to go ahead and make free rotations. So definitely agree with these guys moving. Even though they had a center spot in this zone, they ended up rotating to where they think this one's going to end up at. Yeah, let's switch over here to Team 11 real quick. This is going to be Juicy Killer. Currently, I believe 3 members going to be down. The last member going to be trying to get some cover right there behind the van. And these shots are going to be coming off from just behind. And I think they end up taking a couple of those guys out in the meantime. I believe he's going to go ahead and bleed out. And that's going to go ahead and leave. Can I switch to him? Team 11 down to a 3-man. Ends up being taken down right there by Naruto with the car 9. So I'm used to the car 9 sometimes. I feel like it's hit or miss for me. Either it's like a one-shot knock, one-shot kill, or it takes me like 5 bullets to go ahead and take somebody down. I don't know why. I just feel like it just doesn't want to kill people for me. So I tend to go for the M24 over the K9. So Naruto going prone, coming out with the M4, trying to spray a distance, take them out behind the truck over there. And they're going to go ahead and back off just a little bit, get some cover behind the rocks over there. Definitely want to go for the hard cover over the vehicle. I'm not sure if they ended up getting to explode yet, but generally that's the first thing you aim for. Try to take out an abundance of players at one time rather than one by one. And here comes a hard shift once again. 2 of the members from Elevate gonna have a very good position in the zone. So I do suspect to see the last 2 members over there just outside of it go ahead and make their rotation in. And seeing some shots come out of Tiptop White over here. Let's go ahead and check in with these guys. Gonna be just on the very edge of the zone. Not really gonna have a whole lot of rotating to try to get into this one. They're going to have to worry about, I believe, Team 14. Just within it, they are looking in their vicinity right now, basically just trying to play it safe because they definitely know teams are most likely going to try to crash this compound. And let's head up here with Team 15 now. This is going to be the Furious 5. They're going to have to worry about Team 10 in front of these guys, which is going to be X Team. And one of their members, Arland, off in the back, going to be a little low on HP. Beg for Mercy is now going to be pushing up using the little natural cover right there. And Nightmare blindsides him from the left-hand side. So nice double team right there. Just definitely good work right there by Beg for Mercy. Pretty much any shot that was coming off of the one player for, what was it? I believe maybe Team 12, no, it was Team 15. Basically just bouncing up and down, like ducking over and over and over, getting them to shoot, ducking down, getting them to shoot, ducking down. And it basically drew his attention long enough to where his teammate could move in and get the knock and the thirst. So a bunch of smokes coming out from Team 19 over here. Unfortunately, they do have 2 members knocked at this point. Hearing a bunch of shots come out from Elevate over here onto these guys. Definitely trying to get their points. And let's rotate over here to, well, it didn't switch. I believe Team 6 just ended up eliminate IT Kurt squad over there. I really wish it would just switch to the teams that are by each other, or rather than saying, hey, that team's out, and switches me back to the last one I was spectating. So Elevate is going to get themselves a couple kills right here from X team going to go ahead and pushing in. Unfortunately, I believe that's Poku ends up getting knocked, but it does look like he may be able to get into that compound for the revive. Hearing a bunch of shots off in the distance from AKA and Tiptop White over here. They're also going to have to worry about Game King just off in the distance to the right as well. So we're going to be seeing 3 teams rotate in from that position. The rest of Team 10 going to be down here in the little bail cover. Unfortunately, they did lose one right there. Trying to call back for the revive, ends up bleeding out in the process. So they're going to be, I believe, down to a 1-man for the rest of this one. And we're going to see one more hard shift, and this is going to go straight down to Tiptop Black. Nobody else is going to be in the zone at this point, so they can definitely rotate to wherever they need to. Team 22 is not going to be rotating in from the eastern side of this zone, and pretty much they can potentially gatekeep everybody coming in from the north, but I believe these teams most likely going to fight it out, get these kills from the teams that are right on the very edge of the blue zone. They'll wait for them to rotate in, get the free kills, and then most likely rotate in late. It's definitely not a bad strategy. Definitely a good strategy to get yourself some points, though. So we're seeing Elevate hop into their vehicles, going to go ahead and make their rotation into the zone. I do suspect Tiptop White and Games King most likely going to fight this one out on the way in. So Ling going to hop in the vehicle, ends up jumping out, gets down to 1 HP, and they end up getting the knock. Invisible going to go out on the right-hand side. Gets the knock onto one of the players from Game King right there. And I believe this one is going to be down to Lazy Cat. And that, I believe, is going to be it for that team. So we're going to go ahead and rotate up here. They're going to be just on the very edge of the blue right now. Right now is the point at which you can go ahead and farm a bunch of kills from the teams just running away from the blue zone. So I do think that's what these guys are most likely going to be doing right now. They're going to hear all these shots coming out from the east over there from Team 22. Definitely looks like it's drawing their attention. So let's see if they end up trying to figure out where these guys are at. We are down to our final 3 teams for this round. So we are looking at Tiptop Black, Elevate, and 22 Romantic, Elegant, Aristocrat, Chief. I'm just going to say Monkey is going to get knocked right there by Marley with the Mini 14. Definitely some nice shots coming out from Elevate up there. And I believe they ended up winning our last round as well. So definitely looking strong into this one as well. We are going to have one more match after this. So let's see how these teams end up finishing this one out. Tiptop Black over there, placing some shots downrange over here, attempting to land some onto Elevate, and here comes a push forward from REA, ends up getting the knock onto Marley, and Seben ends up taking a couple shots right there from Zuku in the back. Going to be down to just a couple HP, and Poku ends up getting the thirst, and this is going to be down to just Lang over here for REA, and Zuku ends up getting knocked, and I believe it was Marley as well, but it looks like they are going to lose one member out of this one, and Marley does get the opportunity to get revived, so We're going to be looking at a 3-man over here for Elevate, 1-man for REA, and a 4-man for Tiptop Black. Seeing a bunch of nades come out from Elevate over there, trying to get the last man standing for REA. And Tiptop Black, 2 members kind of rotating to the left just a little bit. It's possible that they may go for just a small little flank, but they're right on the edge of the zone over here. Lang for REA is going to have a very tough rotation forward unless these two teams end up focusing on each other. I do suspect once the zone shifts in the next 5 seconds, it may be the last for REA in this round. Elevate over there is definitely focusing on him pretty good, which is giving Tiptop Black the opportunity to go ahead and push forward left onto the hill, trying for the flank right there behind Elevate. And here come the frags over the top of the hill, trying to get them into the smoke. Marley ends up getting knocked. Poku is going to be there all by themselves. And that is going to be it. Tiptop Black is going to be the victor of our second round today. So very nice job by those guys. And unfortunately for that last member of REA, it was just a little bit too far of a rotation forward for a solo, especially when one team is basically staring down the scope at you. There's not really a whole lot you can do, especially with smokes. We do have that new smoke glitch now. If you are some distance away, you tend to see right through. So I'm not sure if I like the old glitch or the new one better, but I'm going to go ahead and take some in-game pictures once again, just in case, and then we'll go ahead and get the third and final room set up for today, and we will be back shortly. All right, everybody, welcome back for our third and final round today. Going to be playing on Erangel this round. Definitely my favorite map out of the whole bunch. I'm also looking forward to that new secret map. From what I saw on Powerbang's videos, definitely looks kind of cool. Basically combining all three of what we're used to into one. Just not too sure on the size. Definitely a lot smaller than Sandhawk, and Sandhawk already is crazy with like 75, 80 people on it. Plane line this round going to go from basically Zakari all the way down to just outside of Novo. We're already getting our first couple teams jumping out of the plane, as far as I could tell. REA heading towards the Zakari area. Other than that, I do suspect some teams to go ahead and land at North George and South George, possibly even crates, depending on what style of play these guys have. What I'm used to is not really seeing a whole lot of teams go to the hot drop areas. Usually teams that do go to those are uncontested, so could potentially end up having the same kind of what I'm used to. Let's see if any teams head towards the Pachinki area. Right now, it does look like 4G is heading there right now. Other than that, we do have a couple teams up here in the Severny area. This is going to be Tiptop VGs as well as SD Winner. And actually kind of cool looking parachute. I haven't seen that one yet. I do notice on a lot of the different versions, like now I'm using the Korean one. That's what I stream from, so I don't have to continually turn my speaker on and off for all chat. A lot of the different versions have cooler skins than what I'm used to in global. I don't know why though. Just like Korean has 30-day room cards and global has 7-day for the same price. Makes no sense. So I believe they're going to go ahead and rotate out of the area. Seeing a couple teams up there in the Yasnaya area, as well as two teams over here at Prison, which is actually surprising. You don't see a whole lot of teams landing at Prison. I personally don't like Prison. I feel like you're blocked off on three sides. There's only one way in, one way out. So if teams end up setting up on the hills all the way around, that's pretty much like shooting chickens in a barrel. And let's go check in on Yasnaya up here. So currently going to be seeing X Team up here, Alpha Force, and GC778. So they're all going to have their distance apart from each other. You're going to see one member from Team 9 fairly close to X Team over there, as well as one of the players from Alpha kind of soloed out from the rest of the team. You can see quite a bit of damage done to one of the players from Team 9 directly in front of him. Not sure if that came out from him. All of these teams, from what I can tell, look to be even strength. Yeah, they are. But at this point, it does look like everybody is playing it pretty cautious. Thank you for the sub, Gabriel. So first zone of this round, going to go ahead and rotate to the southwest, and it's going to have quite a bit of good locations still within it. We're going to see Pachinki almost there, right there in the center. Pretty much all of main military base in it. Primoris, Ferry Pier, Quarry, Geka, just the usual locations that people end up rotating to. Kind of surprised nobody did like a split around farm, Milta, stuff like that. And we are seeing some knocks come through. Let's see if I can find them. The one thing I don't like about this newer update, I don't see on the map like I used to as quickly as I used to of people letting off like gunshots, stuff like that. Not sure what they changed, but it's definitely not as user friendly for a streamer unless you know exactly where the teams are at. I'm not sure why it lags, but I'm definitely not a fan of it. The other thing I would definitely love them to add to custom rooms seen in PMCO, PMPL, all of that. The highlight around the players when they're in buildings, even like vehicles, I would love to see that in custom rooms. I think it would add like a whole different dynamic to this game for people like myself streaming events. That way we don't have to go inside of compounds to get the action. And here comes some shots from CX over here, landing some on Kerrigan behind the tree. But it does look like he may be able to successfully get that revive off. And not sure if he will be able to get the other member knocked behind the tree over here by the buggy back up as well. Does look like Team 5 was able to get their player up. That is that a nade? And gonna get the knock. Unfortunately, Side just didn't have the HP to go ahead and take the damage from that nade right there. And another one coming close. This is gonna be right behind, and it does take them down. Very nice job to Team 17 right there, going ahead and rallying back up after the couple knocks and coming out successful at the end. Let me check in with Team 16 and Team 21 up here. And Poku ends up getting eliminated. And let's see who is still standing. Unfortunately, that does bring Elevate down to a 3-man somewhat early in this first round. SD winner going to be down there, going to go ahead and loot those crates. Hopefully there's some good stuff inside of there. I know since the update and them changing like the loot on this map, it is a little bit more difficult to find everything you need. Hopefully in the next update, they try to balance the loot a little bit. Other than that, fortunately, Marley does have a 4 times, landing some very good shots downrange over there onto one of the members for SD, and I believe he's going to go ahead and hop in his vehicle with his buddy, and make the rotation away from here. Tiptop White going to have Nova all to themselves. Potentially could have a lot of loot down there. One of the members from SD going to push up in the US, gets knocked out of it by Zuku. Here comes the rest of the team. M4 getting knocked as well now. And 2 players over there get the knock onto Zuku. Marley now starts pushing forward, gets knocked himself, but does cause a little bit of damage to both of the members right here. And let's see what Kiz over here can do. And let me get a first-person view over here. And out comes the nade. Is this going to land? And gets the knock with the scar onto one of the players behind the tree. I believe there's still, 2 back there standing? And 4 really low on HP right now. And they're both very, very low. It's only going to take a couple bullets to get a knock onto either one of them. Kiz ends up getting to the Dacia directly in front of these guys, and is going to go to heal back up after causing damage to both of them. They did land a couple bullets onto him, and I believe they're going for the revive onto their buddy. This is now going to make it a 3v1. And here comes the push forward from SD Winner. Kiz is going to be hiding inside of the bunker. Ends up strafing out, lands a couple shots onto AK right here, but unfortunately it was just too many people and too many bullets. And definitely a very nice attempt on their part. SD, definitely some good stuff right there, though. They're going to go ahead and give themselves, well, if it lets me switch to them, 4 kills very, very early. And see what everybody else is currently up to in their rotations. See a couple teams over there by the Gatka area. It's going to probably see a cluster of teams kind of around the Pachinki area. It's just which way is this zone going to go? Is it going to go towards military, or is it going to go towards the main part of this one? There's really no telling at this point. We did have that very, very hard shift right there at the very beginning for our first zone. Yeah, let's check in with Most Wanted over here. And we're going to be seeing Aksuki Team, a.k.a. go ahead and make the rotation by the chopsticks right here. And they're going to go ahead and stop at the back compound. And that should potentially give them a very good spot in the zone right now. Let's head down here to Team 22. REA ends up crashing right here at the very end onto some of the players of Most Wanted. Get, I believe, 1 kill. They're going to aim down the sights now at Batman at the very end. He's going to be using the little side concrete vertical structure things. It's a little bit of cover. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of room to move down there. And Team 20 going to be rotating right with Team 10 right now. Unfortunately for them, they ended up both going in 2 different directions. I'm not sure if either team wanted to pick a fight this early, especially during our rotation into zone. But I do suspect they're going to come fairly close to Team 18 right there on the very, very edge of this one. So let me zoom in, see if these dudes are going to rotate. And we're hearing a bunch of shots coming out of that farm compound right there from team number 8. And I'm not sure if they were able to get anything landed, but it does look like Devin took some damage from somebody. Let's see where that one player for Team 18 is over here. Ooh, down to a solo for the rest of this one. Definitely know those struggles. Seeing Batman come through the stream right there. I believe Team 22 finally ended up getting the knock into the chopsticks. And the rest of the team's now going to go ahead and push forward and claim their points off of that knock. You're going to see Josh just off in the distance to the left of the chopsticks right there. And running kind of right with Beg for Mercy. He's going to go ahead and hop out of vehicle, try to play some shots onto Josh as he rotates. And doesn't look like anything ends up landing. So at this point, once again, we're not really seeing a whole lot of teams on the southern edge of this. Usually I see at least like right here where that bridge is, where the compounds are all right there, gas station, grandma's house up on the hill, and the little structure there on the left-hand side. I always see teams, at least one right there, trying to pick off these teams as they rotate over the bridge. Just really surprised nobody's there. So I'm going to go over here and check in with SD Winner. They're coming up on the compound of the last player for Tiptop Black. I'm not sure if any kind of shots or anything came out to kind of point them in this area, but you do see the Dacia on the backside of the L building directly in front of them. So they have to know somebody may be in here. Excuse me. So gonna go ahead and prime a nade. Let's see how close these guys are actually to him. So right behind that tree, I believe he just went ahead and canceled it there. And they're basically just gonna get a couple angles. Oh my god, that was a nice nade. And unfortunately for the last member for Tiptop Black, one of the members from SD was right there off to the left-hand side with the Car9 waiting for him to go ahead and peek his head, and lands the one shot and takes advantage of it. So very nice attempt, especially with that nade. That nade was phenomenal. So now we're going to hear some shots come out from SD. They're going to be shooting in the direction of team number 8, which is going to be X-Ray, just in the farm compound above the hill. These two teams, probably within the next minute, going to hop in their vehicles, make the rotation into the zone. They shouldn't have too many problems coming in from that side. It does look pretty clear. Where is, well, didn't switch in time, but it does look like Team 12 ended up crashing somebody. Whoa, that was some lag for me right there. He was still shooting that M7 after he ran out of bullets. Now, REA is just going to be over the hill crest over there. As you can see, Team 12 trying to play some shots onto these guys, landing a couple onto C-Ben. Hopefully he gets out of that vehicle before they land the last couple shots and it explodes. And Freddy is going to get the knock and the thirst over here onto Monkey. And I believe this is now just going to leave REA down to a one-man. C-Ben going to go ahead and get some cover behind that tree. And hopefully doesn't get shot in the back over here by X team over there for Team 10. The Furious 5 is going to be rotating by them as well. Out comes a knock from Forever onto Nightmare, and the Thirst comes out very quickly on that one. And you can see now the Furious 5 taking a couple different angles over there onto X team and trying to place as much damage on them from multiple sides. Let's go over here and just check in with the first person. As you can see, Forever is going to be just directly in front of them. Out comes a vehicle explosion right there for Beg for Mercy. But I believe no knocks came out of that one. I believe they ended up jumping out just in time and making it into the little shack right there beside. And I believe one of the members from Furious 5, from what it looked like in the kill feed, ended up jumping out of a vehicle just a little bit too early and ends up taking fall damage. Hopefully their team is over there to go ahead and get the revive, get them back up into this one. Definitely right now is where you want to start securing your compounds. So like I said in the last round, when it comes to this zone, this is the one that you want to start judging where the end zone is starting to go. That way you don't have to make too many rotations afterwards. It's just going to be a cluster of teams everywhere, so it's really not going to be as good as idea to go ahead and rotate late with this many teams. I always try to rotate as early as possible and go ahead and secure a location. We're going to see a hard shift up to the northwest. This is going to have most of our teams still within this zone. We're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams having to rotate in from the north and the east. Let's go up here with Team 16. Catch these shots between these guys over here just at the backside of Pachinki. Furious 5 is going to be in the L building just across the street. SD is going to be, well, heading towards the 3 stack. And here comes the rest of the Furious 5. They're going to go ahead and crash the compound, get up inside of there. And let's see what SD does right here. Out come the shots. Ends up getting knocked by Flash. And this is now just going to be down to M4. Actually, here comes another teammate. Sorry, I definitely wasn't looking at the teams in the left-hand corner. So I thought it was just down to M4, but it was a 2-man. Unfortunately, M4 does get knocked right there, so it's just going to be down to this solo for SD now. Let's see if he can go ahead and push forward, get that revive off before the zone ends up pushing in. He's going to have about 20 seconds, and they're also going to have to worry about the Furious 5 directly in front of them. Now it does look like they're going to hop in their vehicles, get ready to make their rotation. So SD may live to fight another day in this round. So let's go ahead and check in with Saban over here. rocking it out. One man gonna get the knock with the nade. And let's see if he can go ahead and get things going over here. Couple smokes coming out, forcing cover over here for X team. And I believe that one is going to be just a little too short. So Beg for Mercy and Freddy now going to push up. They're going to get some cover behind this tree. Try to spray through the grass with that DP, hoping to get a lucky knock through the smoke. But nothing ends up landing right there. And ends up taking Freddy down. And unfortunately gets shot from distance over there from, I believe, team number 12. Did all that hard work and then gets taken down both, I believe, one shot. We're going to see a push forward right here from GC. They're going to end up pushing through the windows right here on top of Team 11. They're going to get a knock on one of the members from Team 11. That's going to be GC Killer. And Team 9 is GC 778. So both same clan, just two different teams. And they're going to go ahead and rotate into the top of this farmhouse. Another knock coming out on the bottom floor. That's going to leave one member still up upstairs, as well as one in the compound just across. See how they end up going for this one as they come up the stairs. Going to get some cover behind the little box structure right there. Pops the nade out, gets a knock onto one of them as they come forward. And hops out the window as a nade comes through. Very nice right there. Unfortunately, ends up being taken out as soon as he jumps out the window by one of the players. Definitely heard him jump out and land. And this is going to bring Team 11 down to a one-man for the rest of this one. And we're hearing some shots come out from AK over here in the open field. I believe they are taking shots at Tiptop right over here, just not too far away from these guys. And here comes the rotation in from Alpha as well. They're going to go ahead and crash the compound with Team 12. And one of them ends up getting knocked pretty much instantly. And the rest of Alpha is now going to go ahead and make the rotation along the blue zone. And kind of in the same line with Team 9 over there. And Alpha ends up rotating back. Gonna crash into all of these teams right here. And tons of people going out right here at this little shack. So we're going to see some nades come out from AKA, trying to land them in through the very top of that shack, hoping to get lucky with a couple knocks. And there's one on one of the players from Alpha. Out comes another nade. And question is it going to land? And here comes the push forward from AKA. Out comes another knock onto Alpha. Only one remaining inside of the shack. The Ray going to go down to just a couple HP, trying to push forward. And the one member for Alpha is definitely doing some damage, taking out the rest of that team, bringing it down to a one-man. Ray is down to no HP at this point, ends up pushing forward and gets the last couple shots. That was absolutely crazy. And here comes the push in from the blue zone. I believe SD placing some shots over in this direction, trying to farm these kills before they end up being eliminated by the play zone. Not sure how many they ended up getting, but unfortunately this one is absolutely moving. Thank you for the follow, Arlen. And let's go ahead and check in with Team 20 over here. This is gonna be Tiptop VGs. Taking out the last member over there for Team 14. This is going to bring us down to our final two teams right here for this round. And we're looking at a 4v1. It's going to be Tiptop VGs and AKA over there. Let's see if Ray can go for the squad wipe right here, being the solo over there. Saw him do some work earlier at that shack we ended up spectating in on. So definitely expected this one to at least be a good fight. That's what I'm praying for. I hope Sam gets a couple knocks. This one comes down to a 1v1. That is definitely like what I would love to see out of this. But Rain ends up catching him right there. Sometimes if you have a pan or a backpack, it definitely makes you very easy to see proning in the grass. And most likely that's what ended up happening right there. Definitely always want to try to at least drop the pan, empty out your backpack low enough to where you can get rid of it. And definitely makes for proning in the last circle a lot easier. But guys, that's going to be our last round today. Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the stream today. And definitely thanks to Tiptop Esports for asking me to come in and stream this event for them. Definitely enjoyed it. Tons of action. So, all right, guys, I'm going to sign off for today. Get some practice in for scrims tonight. Love to see you guys in the future. So, hit me up if you definitely want me to do some more. Gonna take some in-game pictures once again, just in case. If you currently tuned into the stream and you have not followed the channel, please go ahead and head over to my Twitch channel. My name is SnowBack Gaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo, and also on Twitter. So if you want to go ahead and give me a follow on any of those social media platforms, I would definitely appreciate it. Just trying to get my name out there, get known a little bit, and definitely have some goals set for some channels. Trovo, 100 followers, Twitch, 1,000 followers. I think YouTube, I'm right on track for 200 soon. So definitely some stuff in the near future that I like to hit. Once I hit 1,000 followers on Twitch, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 raffles. One's going to be for a $25 iTunes or Google Play gift card, and the other one's going to be a code to get in the Mobile Gaming Court solo tournaments that's hosted every Friday or Saturday nights. Basically, it's cash solo tournaments. Depending on what you place, top 3 gets paid. They have something called a hunter. Basically, as the longer he stays alive, the more he gets paid, and if you take him out, you get paid yourself. So it's kind of cool. I've done the event a bunch of times. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely nothing like playing squads. So definitely look out for my Twitch channel when I do those raffles. Like I said, I'm going to do it when I hit 1,000 followers. So all you have to do is go ahead and follow and just tune into the streams, and you'll see me go ahead and put that raffle up for you guys. So as always, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, all the follows today, and I will see you guys next Wednesday for my scrims, unless I stream some more EU stuff that Wednesday morning.